Give it up. Yeah.
Wow, that's the most applause I've ever gotten. Well, as you may or may not have heard, I don't have a very unique name, but I do have the best common last name you can have. After all, I'm able to relate to every brand of Miller beer. When I was a kid, I was Miller Lite. When I'm telling the truth, I'm Miller Genuine. When I'm relaxing, I'm Miller Chill. If I ever decide to go into the army, I'll be Miller Draft. And if I decide to take some hits from a bong, I'll be living the Miller High Life. Always seems to get the best response for some reason. And as the Miller slogan says, when I bring a girl home, it's not just a good time, it's Miller time. Woo! Woo! Any takers? No, probably not. I know I look kind of creepy, and I'll be the first to admit that. One person met me, and he looked at me, and the first thing he said, he goes, "Me and my wife looked at you and thought you were a serial killer." I said, you know what, that's a good name. I kind of like it. You know, Justin Serial Killer Miller. It rhymes, it's got appeal. And, you know, some of those serial killers are pretty charming. I might be able to get some tips. So, I decided to make a profile on Plenty of Fish, and I call myself Justin Serial Killer Miller. Believe it or not, I get a few responses. This one girl asks me, she goes, "Are you a real serial killer?" I said, "No. I mean, I'd be a pretty bad one. For those of you who know me, I have a visual disability. So to be honest, I'd kill one person, leave too much evidence behind, and get caught. Plus, like I said before, serial killers are good looking and charming. I'm not." Now, I'd like to tell you guys some stories about living with a visual disability. Hope you guys enjoy them. And keep in mind, all of these have happened to me. So try to put yourself in the situation. It's actually pretty good. Once, I was at a bar and I was 18. No, I didn't sneak in. I wasn't that crazy. It was an all-ages show. Anyway, the bouncer comes up to me and he looks at me and says, "You're on something." I said, "No, I'm not. Not on anything at all." "No, man, you are definitely on something because your eyes look fucked." So I kind of went on with it a little bit. I said, "You know what? Just to prove you wrong and waste your time, I'll subject myself to any test you want just to prove to you that I'm not on anything. I'll take the breathalyzer. I'll give blood. Hell, I'll even give you a urine or a semen sample. But please, don't ask me to do those last two on my own, or with any help. I mean, I don't need any help with them, and no, it's not your job, and I don't need a hand."
Yeah.
It's the laugh that does it for some reason. I get laughed at for laughing. I love it.
Get it on.
Well, once I was at the inner city mall, and I was walking with a friend, and we went into a particular store. I won't say the name of the store, only that it rhymes with fears.
Woo.
Anyway, we start walking, and there's this girl that my friend's telling me about. He says she's standing about 8 aisles away. And from what he's saying, she sounds pretty good. So I work up my courage, think of the best pickup line I can, and I make my move. Suddenly, I hear the sound of my friend's laughter behind me. It turns out I was talking to a mannequin. I thought she was giving me the cold shoulder. It turns out she's just stiff. Take that any way you want. Well, the thing is, with being blind, believe it or not, the sex is incredible. After all, I don't even need the paper bag. I've got that part covered. One girl I was seeing, I guess she's got a bit of a self-esteem issue because she always asks me, "Can we have sex with the lights off?" I said, "Why? I see the same thing when the lights are on," which is nothing. And taking that a bit further, We're laying in bed one night, and she turns to me and says, "You can do anything you want." I took that a bit further and said, "Like, come on your face?" She says, "Yeah, but not in the eye." "Why not? Don't you want to have something in common?" Please note, that's just for me not being able to see. Don't get any sick ideas. Alright, well, it looks like it's Miller time, so I guess I'm going to head back and enjoy the rest of the show. Thanks for listening.